Hey guys, welcome to MMA Insider, where we talk about anything and everything related to MMA. Few rivalries in recent years have come close to matching the passion or intensity of Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones. Rivalries, whether for legacy or money, have always drawn audience to their TV screens and supporters to their seats across the world to watch the drama unfold. The rivalry between Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier runs deep. It is personal, physical, and emotional. It is definitely one of the most famous rivalries in UFC history, a contest that fans will remember for the rest of their lives. Both DC and Jones were undefeated when they met, and their bad blood further added to the tension. When it came to their octagon talents, they were smug and confident. As a result, the rivalry grew in size over time. So, what started their feud, and why did it grow so quickly to the level of venom we witness between the two men now? The origin myth of this epic rivalry is so ridiculous that it had to be genuine. They initially met backstage at a UFC event in 2010, according to both guys. Cormier was the Olympic wrestler who made his MMA debut as a heavyweight. Jones was the UFC lightweight champion and a prodigy. Jones provided his version of the encounter to reporter Ariel Helwani. The whole story behind meeting him is just so silly. I met him, and I came up to him with a big smile on my face. He's another black guy in the sport, and I felt the need to say hello to him, and I was just like, hey man, I hear you're a great wrestler, and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, you don't know who I am? And I'm like, no, I don't know who you are, but my coaches were telling me that you wrestle on the Olympic level. And I was like, I bet that I could take you down. It was my way of trying to develop a new friendship, and he just took it so seriously, and he was just so offended that I didn't know who he was. And from that moment on, he decided that there was a beef between us. I was just trying to reach out to him at that moment, and he just decided that there wouldn't be a friendship between us. It's cool by me. If a guy has some kind of personal vendetta or chose to have a beef with me, it's fine. It just kind of sucks because both of us being African American guys in the sport, I think we should get along and respect each other, but that's not the case. Cormier recalls the same conversation, but his perspective is slightly different. In an interview with ESPN, he described as follows: I didn't expect Jon Jones to know who I was as an Olympian. I don't expect Jon Jones to know any wrestlers. He was the guy that was coming up to be the UFC champion. What I said was, how do you break the ice by insulting someone? And that was the problem I had. It was the first time he and I ever interacted. He walked up to me, a very tall individual. He looked down on me and started to make derogatory comments toward me, talking about how he could take me down easy and stuff. You don't even know who I am, guy. Jones successfully defended his title against Alexander Gustafsson in September 2013. The following July, a rematch was set, scheduled for roughly a year after the first one. Gustafsson tore a meniscus while training just a few weeks after the announcement. After the Swedish fighter backed out of his planned rematch with Jones at UFC 178, Cormier, who already won 2 straight wins at 205 pounds, was eager to step in. The UFC planned a press conference in the foyer of the MGM Grand in Las Vegas that August to promote the bout. Normally, Dana White would oversee something like this, but the UFC president was on his way to Bali for a family vacation, according to a former UFC vice president of public relations, Dave Schaller, who sat in for him that day. When Jones removed his sunglasses and approached Cormier, shoving his forehead into the challenger's face, Cormier grabbed both hands on Jones' neck and forced him back. Jones didn't waste any time in responding, dropping his title belt and charging on Cormier, stopping only long enough to knock Schaller out of the way when he tried to intercede. The press conference went smoothly until Jones and Cormier clashed during the obligatory picture at the conclusion. Schaller recalled afterwards, there was something about the way Jones strolled across the stage with a belt over his shoulder. The one thing I remember is grabbing Jon Jones by the bicep and for some reason thinking I was going to stop him. He didn't do it. Few individuals on the planet could have done so at the time. While some rushed to the platform to attempt, Jones unleashed a left hand as the chaos spiraled down the stage and into the lobby floor. Cormier would subsequently throw a sneaker in Jones' approximate direction to demonstrate how fast all sense of order collapsed. The start of the rivalry might just be a misunderstanding, and we won't ever know whether to believe DC or Jon Jones. However, we will make sure to bring you the best MMA stories on this channel. What do you guys think of this rivalry? Comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow.